Welcome to this Wood Solution presentation on selecting the target moisture content for timber and wood production in a business or a practice. When selecting the target moisture content for products, it is important to remember that wood's moisture content varies with its conditions in service. It is a hygroscopic material. In service, it will take up or lose moisture to be in equilibrium with the surrounding environment, and its dimensions will change as it does so. It is also important to remember that these ambient conditions change with the location and with the seasons, from summer to winter or from wet season to dry season. The moisture content required in the Australian product standards defines the acceptable moisture content range for timber in specific market applications. These indicate required practice while allowing for the moisture content variations expected between regions. Industry best practice usually requires tighter moisture content boundaries for products in particular regions or markets than allowed in the standard. These diagrams show the allowable moisture content for structural hardwood graded to AS2082 and for structural softwood graded to AS2858. For hardwood to AS2082, 90% of the pieces have to have a moisture content not more than 15%, and no piece have a moisture content more than 18%. Structural softwood graded to AS2858 has to be supplied with a moisture content not exceeding 15%. How do I, if I've got material that's being delivered, how do I determine the moisture content of the material?
Okay, under the Australian standard, if product has been delivered on site, there is limitations on moisture content. So it'll be a minimum of 8% up to a maximum of 15%.
Limits also exist in the standards for engineered wood products. These diagrams show the moisture content ranges required for different hardwood products under AS2796, the Appearance Hardwood Standard. Note that the allowable moisture content range increases as we move from furniture products through to external decking and cladding. These diagrams show similar requirements for products under AS4785, the Appearance Softwood Standard. These are broadly the same as the hardwood standard for the same product types. Best practice boundaries in a business or a practice have to recognise the equilibrium moisture contents in a target market beyond the requirements specified in the standards. Conditions may be at the dry or the less dry end of standard requirements, and most standards allow for the customer and the supplier to agree on the correct moisture content for an application separately. The importance of this is illustrated if we look at the likely movement of 85 by 19 mm floorboards, either quarter sawn Tasmanian oak or back sawn blackbutt. If the flooring is supplied and laid at 12% moisture content and the conditions on site are actually for an equilibrium moisture content of 9%, the boards of both species shrink considerably. If conditions are actually 14% on site rather than the original 12, the boards of both species will grow considerably from their original size. Both these results are unacceptable for customers and will lead to problems. To avoid these problems, businesses and practices need to follow moisture content best practice. This means determining suitable moisture content boundaries for the products the business supplies to customers, and establishing procedures to ensure material meets these boundaries during processing or dispatch to customers. In summary, the moisture content of timber products varies with the changing ambient conditions found around the country. The Australian standards define acceptable moisture content boundaries for timber in specific market applications. Best practice usually requires tighter boundaries in a particular region or a market. And businesses need to establish and implement these boundaries. Thank you.